whenever you check in on the weather forecast, you are likely looking for the hourly or even daily outlook. But if we told you that region in the Pacific Ocean can potentially give us a look months out from now, we're talking about El Nino, which continues to make headlines across the U.S. Chief Meteorologist Eric Estriva went through the numbers and has some interesting findings on what the rest of 2026 and even early 2027 could be like as El Nino continues to strengthen.
Before we can do anything else, we first have to travel south towards the equator. Our attention turns to the Pacific, more specifically off the coast of South America. It is here that the water temperatures can influence our weather in the U.S. based on whether they are warmer or colder than normal. In most years, the trade winds down near the equator are strong enough to push the warmer temperatures away from the coastline of South America. This year, when it comes to Super El Nino, we are expecting well above average temperatures in those waters, which means those trade winds are a lot weaker. This past winter featured La Nina, which meant colder water temperatures in that region, and we are currently neutral, meaning we are warming up. So when will the El Nino begin to pop up? National Weather Service meteorologist Jacqueline Anderson tells us more.
We have experts in the Weather Service who focus in on kind of medium and long range forecasting, where they're taking a look at what some of the teleconnection indices are looking like over the next couple of months and into next winter already.
As we just heard, there is expected to be a rapid transition to El Nino, growing to a very strong phase in just a few months. It is this wording of very strong that is giving it the current label of a Super El Nino, alongside it potentially being the strongest El Nino on record. When it comes to El Nino and what we know about it, could that give us an idea of how this summer and winter will be?
It's typically more impactful from probably like the fall and through the winter. So that's when we start to see a greater definition in the weather patterns that are setting up across the country. That's when we see our strongest systems. The wintertime, we have a greater temperature gradient across the United States compared to in the summer months when typically our systems don't become as strong.
Since the year 2000, we have had two seasons that closely resemble our current developing El Nino. The first was 2015 to 2016, where we experienced an active summer that was near average temperature-wise. It was the winter where El Nino really took over, keeping things relatively quiet, which led to warmer conditions overall. The other time was 2023 to 2024, and we all know how warm that winter was. The summer was also active with near normal temperatures. Even if this upcoming summer ends up being the same,
in some regards, there may be equal chances for above or below normal temperatures. That doesn't mean we're not going to have periods of hot conditions, right? It just means over that seasonal average, the average temperature may end up closer to near normal.
Our long-term forecast is going to lean into what has happened in other strong to very strong El Nino years, with an active summer and likely a warmer winter. But of course, it is not a slam dunk, as there are other factors that go into how the weather will play out. Our advice is to be prepared for this back and forth forecast to continue into the summer with some dry stretches in the mix with active ones. Well, there's still some uncertainty as to how strong El Nino will eventually get, but if it's able to grow to those record warm levels, other parts of the world will also feel its effects, some good and possibly some that could be life-changing. Prepare for extreme weather headlines to become a bit more common in the coming months.